tell you a bit about this project that we've been engaged in for the last year or so. As you've heard from a number of different speakers, the province has a number of policies related to, visionary policies related to transit supportive planning. There's nothing that says complete streets, that term, but there is a lot about transit supportive planning, about the importance of compact land use planning, that sort of thing. In the PPS, the growth plans, Metrolinx RTP, and of course in the last few years we've been investing quite a bit in transit. So, and these are some examples of these policies, but there are a number of others. The guidelines, what happened to our text? Oh, there it is. So they were first published jointly by MTO and the Municipal Affairs, Ministry of Municipal Affairs and Housing back in 1992. The 1992 document is quite short, and it deals just with land use planning and transportation, like it's a planning document strictly. It also has less pretty pictures. So we've been updating it with a lot of new content. It's now 200 pages long. And it has a whole new chapter on transit improvement strategies, which is a big addition, but there's also a lot on particularly cycling, sustainability, accessibility, some different issues that were a little bit less of a focus in 1992. So yeah, it's just aimed at trying to help, it's a guidance tool for municipalities to help implement those visionary policies, because as we've been talking about all day, it's really all about the implementation. How do you get there? The structure, here, I'm just gonna, didn't realize this was gonna go through like this. So it's got more than just focus on complete streets. It's also kind of the whole envelope around that. So regional planning, growth boundaries and that sort of thing. And then district level planning. So that would include complete streets policies and also, all kinds of strategies around supporting pedestrians, cyclists, access to transit, and so on. So complete streets in the guidelines. This is something that has been a topic, a growing topic of discussion in Ontario, fueled by the movement in the US. It's really new language for old ideas to a certain extent, but it's a useful way of talking about how to put a process around important strategies. Oops. So just to make sure that these kinds of road diets and so on aren't one-offs, that they are part of the regular municipal business of managing roadways within cities and towns. In the guidelines, we've got some case studies and a number of different strategies around the planning process specifically. So all the things that you've heard from other speakers on complete streets before, I think, codifying circumstances where exceptions will be made, making sure that this is thought about throughout whenever a street reconstruction is done. Also recognizing that not all streets will be the same. It's a complete streets planning process for the whole municipality rather than just specifically for St. George or somewhere else. This is St. George Street. It is a very nice street. I did my master's here too, and I biked along the street a lot. Still do. And level of service criteria and so on. In order not to take up too much of my time, I think I'm going to hand this over to Jeannie to talk a bit about how the guidelines speak to accessing transit and the importance of complete streets there.
Okay, thanks, Robin. Robin and I have been working on this for over a year, so we can practically complete each other's sentences, if not slides. So the policy area I work in is transit policy, and our main objective is to increase ridership across the province. And so in these guidelines, there are built-in concepts that connect, that demonstrate the relationship between complete streets and how it encourages transit. And as Robin had mentioned, compact urban forms need a viable transit system, and a viable transit system needs these compact urban forms. So one works with the other. And so the most basic concept is that complete streets encourage transit use. And why? Because almost every transit trip begins or ends as a walking trip, whether you cycle there, get dropped off, or take a bus. Eventually you have to walk, and complete streets are great for walking. Here in this concept, what we've advocated is that if you have arterial roads built, spaced 600 meters apart, and transit stops ideally within 200 meters of each other, then then every resident within that area would be within a 5-minute walk of transit. And studies have shown that people are willing basically to walk 5 to 10 minutes to transit on a regular basis. And after that distance, which is between 400 and 800 meters, then their willingness to do so drops off. Another concept is just creating density around transit stations. So here we advocate placing highest densities and the greatest mix of uses nearest transit stations.